Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. It's weekly recap time. Let's go over some numbers. If you guys don't know, I go over a weekly recap. I break down every week I do in this truck. I do the variable cost, I do the trips, why I did the trips, I do all that. At the end, you will hear me say this is the money left to do what I have to do with. That's where you plug in your fixed cost, truck payment, insurance, all that kind of stuff. And I don't talk about my carrier. I'm leased to an 80-20 split refrigerated carrier. I pull their trailer for free. And that's kind of the rundown of what I got going on here. This current week we're going to talk about, this is 5 days of work here. My days never go over, or my weeks never go over 7 days, where I went to school 7 days is a week. I'm not bragging about these numbers. I know in my last weekly recap video in the comments, a lot of people said, you need to stop bragging about making too much money. And then some people said, hey, you quit hauling cheap freight. So everybody that says something along one of those lines in the comments, y'all need to fight it out with each other in the comments, because one person says I make too much, one person says I ain't making enough. So just so you know, this is not to brag. I don't put these numbers out. How is it bragging when you put out you lost $9,000 in a week? How is that bragging? Let's be real. This is not bragging. This is to help people that think they might want to be an owner-operator just get an idea of how the money breaks down. And then you call around, you get some insurance quotes, you figure out how much a truck is going to cost you, and you plug those numbers in, maintenance cost. You plug all that in, and then that kind of leaves you to see where you're at. You got to buy, health insurance, truck insurance, life insurance. By the time you buy all that, factor in a couple weeks of vacation a year. You got to pay yourself when you're on vacation if you're self-employed, tax situation. Just figure out if it's right for you. I'm not saying it's a blanket statement everybody should be an owner-operator. Sorry, the sun is killing me this morning. Very bright out. So let's talk about this week. Like I said, a 5-day work week. I like weeks like this. Got home for 2 days out of this week, and pretty good. It was hectic while it was going, though, I'll say that. So I took a load from Minnesota down to Tennessee. That was 1 pick, 2 drops in Tennessee, 44,000 pounds. I mean, they put it to it, man. That was a heavy load, let me tell you. 36 degrees, and I had 35 empty miles, 1105 on the loaded miles. 1140 total on that one. We made $5,000 on that run. And then we come down on the way back. We deadheaded all the way back up to Louisville, Kentucky. That was 263 miles to deadhead back to Louisville, Kentucky. Coming back to Minnesota for $2,500. So that was 30,000 pounds, and it was 55 degrees. And honestly, I don't mind this little round trip right here. I wouldn't mind getting some more of this, but I'll be honest with you, that heavy load on the way down, my last few loads had kind of been a little lighter. Man, let me tell you, going back up to 44,000 pounds legit. I was right at gross. I was probably like 78,000 plus. So yeah, little heavy on that one, but overall pretty good. Now, 5-day week, $7,500 gross revenue. My cut of that, $6,000. Miles. Let's talk about the miles I ran. 2,231 all miles. Every mile this truck turned was 2,231. 298 empty miles on that. It's a lot of deadhead, but hey, when the loads are paying better in Louisville, you drive to Louisville and get one of them going back to Minnesota, and that's why I say I'm not afraid of deadhead, because I'm really looking for loads that go out and back. So if I have to deadhead back toward the house, I'm going to end up at the same spot, but it's just I'm pulling an empty trailer basically for the same amount of money as I would have been pulling a loaded trailer. It's kind of how I look at it. So 1933 on the loaded miles for the week. That's 15% deadhead. That's a little more than I like. 10% is kind of my think about it. I like to be in that 10% range. So let's talk about mileage pay. $3.36 for every mile this truck turned. $3.36. My 80% on that is $269, my 80%, and $388 a loaded mile. So not bad, not bad. And this is a week from early April. This is like the beginning of April right here. So diesel prices are still high as hell. We got no relief on that, you know. Like the president came out the other day and said he has a plan to lower gas prices by a dime by the fall. That tells me right there they don't give two craps about lowering fuel prices. I mean, a dime, it's up $2 in the last year. You got a plan to lower it by a dime by the fall. They're not trying to get it down. They want it to stay up. So, anyway, if you don't have Mudflap, check out the Mudflap app. Link in the description down there. I spent $1,585. Excuse me, it was $1,585. $1,585 on diesel, most bought through the Mudflap app. $78 in reefer. Let me tell you, man, a good reefer trailer right now is worth its weight in gold with these reefer fuel prices. I should have, the load I'm currently on, I should have got my trailer back. I have a 2020, it's not mine, it's the company's, but you know, we kind of consider it mine because it's basically, since they got it, I've been pulling it. I should have took it back on the yard the other day. It was on the yard and I should have grabbed it. I said, no, I'll stick with this trailer because I was in a hurry and I didn't want to unhook and rehook and do all this. And oh my God, do I wish I would have done that now. I'm pulling a 2014 right now and it is using like $100 a day in diesel to keep this thing at -10 degrees. It's been like 70 degrees out, so I'm like, when I get back to the yard, I'm definitely need a new trailer. This is not for me. If I would have had my trailer, that's more like a $30 a day. Man, I miss not having a new trailer behind me, but you know, I was in a hurry and I was feeling lazy, and now I'm paying like, this was $78 for a week. Now, given a 36 degree load, it was pretty cool out then, and that 55 on the way back, I was actually heating that load back into Minnesota. That was a protect from freeze load. $30 in DEF fluid on the week, $18 in parking, $13 on a scale, and that's it. $17.24 on the fixed cost. And let's bring over my $6,000 minus $17.24. It leaves me $4,276 to do what I have to do with. $4,276, $4,276, $4,276. I don't know how else to say it. That's it. So that's the money of it. And, you know, not a bad week. I take them every week like that on a 5-day week because it gets me a couple days at the house. It doesn't feel like I've been on the road, you know. I did a 6-day week before that, so I took a day off, and then I grabbed this load, and then took 2 days off. So it's like, you know, I don't even feel like I've been on the road a lot, you know, because I've been getting home like every week for, you know, a day or 2 days. It really makes it a lot simpler and a lot easier, but it doesn't always work out like that. It doesn't look like it's going to work out like that this week. It looks like it's going to be a full 7-day week this week. Got to get after it. As we all know, the freight market has softened up a lot, so you know, you got to stay out here. Luckily, you know, truck gets good fuel economy and my overhead's pretty low at this point. You know, I really focused on paying off debt last year when we was making good money. And a little shout out to all the new drivers out there. You know, like, you're kind of seeing the real side of trucking right now. You know, if you just became an owner operator in like the last year, this is more what trucking is like overall. Like, you know, it's not throw a rock and hit $10 a mile freight every day. You know, you actually have to run it like a business now, and it's kind of where we're at. It's kind of, you know, if you noticed, the main people complaining about rates are the guys that are new to it. The guys that's been in this for like, you know, 5-10 years, well, we get it. It goes up, it goes down. So last year when the rates were up, I was like, hey, I'm gonna take mad advantage of this. See, And here's the difference between me and a lot of people. When rates were really good, a lot of people were taking time off. And I'm like, take your time off when the rates are down. You know, that's my opinion on it. So I'm not trying to preach. I'm just saying, like, when you can take care of some things, take care of some things. Because, you know, last year when the rates were up, man, I was paying off debt like you wouldn't believe. Like, you know, running hard every week, like not taking time off. Man, when the exemption was on, I was tearing it up, you know, because all I pull is food, basically, you know. So, paid off a lot of debt, got my overhead down. I wish I could have got a new car out of it, you know, but it looks like I'm gonna have to go through another cycle with my Avalon. I'd like to have a newer car, just something, you know, little newer, but whatever gets it done in this stage, you know. It's like, do I need the big, you know, pickup truck on the 35s and the whatevers? No, I don't. So, you know, I can pull freight for a little less. Now, that leads me to the next thing I want to talk about is these guys, you guys in the comments that want to tell me, oh, you're killing the freight market, you're hauling freight for not enough money. Now, normally I'm not the guy that gets on here and complains about people leaving comments, and I'm not really complaining about it. I just want to address something. You know, I see people all the time, you know, oh, don't haul cheap freight, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. How about this? How about you run your business and I'll run my business? How about that? I look at YouTube, you know, when you come to the channel, it's like coming to somebody's house, okay? This is not an original thought. I took this from a guy at Few Acre Farms. He said, you know, when you come to somebody's YouTube channel, you're kind of like coming to their house. And if you came to someone's house, you wouldn't go, oh, hey, you know, now that I'm here at your house, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should do this, and you should do it that way, and you should do it this way. I'm all about suggestions. You know what I mean? Like, if you got suggestions on something I'm doing, by all means, put it in there. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the guys that say, oh, you hauled a load for $2.50 a mile. You're the reason the rates are down. No, I'm not the reason rates are down. I don't control the freight volume, and that's why the rates are down. There's no volume right now. There's not enough loads for everybody that's out here. So as it works in natural selection in the world, what happens is the guys that get horrible fuel economy and have super high truck payments and super high everything else at the house, you know, they're gonna get weeded out. That's why I tell you guys what I tell you. That's why I say, you know, try to be fuel efficient. You know, try to take care of your equipment, because like these are the times when it matters. You know, that this is what I've been, you know, for the past 2-3 years. Like, you know, we came out of a bad cycle. We went better than we ever went, in my opinion. And then, you know, now we're coming back down from it. And ain't nothing I'm doing or saying on YouTube changing a damn thing that's happening in the world. You know, people say, oh, you got to stop talking about all the money you're making because that's ruining the market. You don't think the brokers are watching? I'm like, don't be stupid. You think the brokers are changing the rates because of what I'm saying on YouTube? Like, I mean, did you fall out of a semi truck at some point and bump your head? Because, I mean, the freight brokers got more information than we got. I mean, you ever log into the DAT board on the broker side? Not many truckers have. I have seen it. I've not logged in personally, but I've seen someone log. They got way more information than the trucker side's got. And plus, a couple years ago, the reason I know this, because a couple years ago I seen a DAT commercial on YouTube for brokers, and they were basically telling the brokers in the commercial, hey, use our software because you can know freight volumes and you can adjust your prices accordingly. I mean, you know, you mad at me because I'm talking about the money I make on YouTube. How about be mad at the DAT loadboard for helping the brokers lower the rate on you? I mean, I ain't mad at them because it's business, but, you know, if you're going to be mad at somebody, at least direct your anger in a proper manner. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when I stump my toe, I don't get mad at the table. You know what I mean? The table just sitting there. Like, You know what I mean? Like, direct your anger in the correct way. Now that was a little preachy. I'll give you that one, but it just annoys me. You know, it's like this information I put out on the weekly recap. This is to help people. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't. I'm not here to like impress you with the money I make. I mean, if I wanted to impress you with the money I make, I wouldn't go home 2 days every chance I get a chance. You know what I mean? I'd be out here just killing it and killing it and killing it and killing it. And you know, it's like last year when the rates were good, I was running more. But now that the rates are a little softer, I'm not as crazy about running right now, because the profit's just not, you know, per mile profit's not as great. Now, this is my job, this is my business, so I have to continue to run to keep it alive and thriving. But like, I paid off my truck last year, you know, did a lot of things just to lower my monthly expenses, and I can afford to take that 2 days off now. So if you're not in that position and that's where you want to be, you know, work towards it. But I guess that's it for today, guys. A little ranting, a little raving, little numbers. It's all in there. Thanks everybody for watching. If you made it this far, hit that like button for me. I do appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, think about subscribing, ring that bell, and get the notifications. Click on one of these other videos if you want to keep watching. And until later, take care of each other.